takes place an afternoon in summer in the lobby of Speedy Summers Hotel in Orange Creek, Idaho.
Shot. What you doing sleeping in the daytime?
I wasn't sleeping, I was just resting a little. What in thunder was that?
Bess is resting too. Don't see how you folks can sleep with all that there noise. It's a wonder you don't wake yourself up. Hey Bess, wake up!
Come on, get awake. I don't allow no sleeping in the lobby of my hotel.
I wasn't sleeping. I was just resting a little. Hi there, handsome. What you doing back in Roaring Creek? Thought you was out staking a claim with that fella from the east.
You mean Al Miller? He's the only eastern feller in these here parts. There'll be another one after today when my new barber gets here.
I heard you was getting a new barber. That's why I comes to town. Thought it'd be kind of nice to get a citified shave for a change. Haven't had one since your last barber went and got shot about a year ago.
Barbers ain't too popular around these here parts. Don't know what Speedy wants to get another fur. He's liable to get shot too.
This fella what's coming ain't gonna be strictly a barber. That's just kind of a sideline to give a little class to the place. He's also gonna be manager of the hotel.
Manager?
We don't need no manager. Ain't I running this place?
Turned if you ain't, right into dirt, decay, and debt. If my poor wife Emmy was to see the condition this place is in, she'd turn over in her grave.
I don't see nothing the matter with it. I sweep and clean it, don't I?
When the dirt gets so high, it's dirtier under your arms. The grub you've been fixing lately ain't fit for hogs to eat.
Your wife never complained about my cooking.
Emmy seen to it you cook decent grub. How long's it been since you ate a meal here, handsome?
I just can't recollect.
Time wasn't every time you came to town you ate here. So did the rest of the boys. Now they all go down to Polecat Pete's place. And the beds in this house used to be snow white when Emmy was alive. Now look at them.
I make 'em up, don't I?
You make them up, but you don't clean them up.
You ought to get married again, Speedy.
That's what I've been telling you.
There ain't no one could take the place of Emmy.
You ain't got very good eyesight then. If I was your wife, I'd take more interest. But just working for a little bit of pay.
You're paid 10 times what you're worth, which ain't nothing. But get this place cleaned up a bit before the new barber gets here. I don't want him to get disgusted and quit before he starts.
What time are you expecting him?
I'm expecting him on the 5 o'clock stage.
Ain't it about that time now?
During the final, even the clocks around here don't work no more. Fix up a supper that's fit for a man to eat.
Getting mighty particular all of a sudden.
That there's the laziest white woman I've ever seen.
Appears to me like she's got ideas about marrying you.
She better get another idea, because I ain't got the same idea.
Ain't it terrible the way women sets their caps for men? Scares me most to death.
You ain't been in Colorado Carrie, be you?
Shucks, yes. Mind you, I ain't saying Carrie ain't a nice gal. Ain't a pretty one. She keeps following me around, and it scares me.
Carrie ain't nothing to be afeard of.
Yes, she is too. She's got the same idea about me that Bess has about you. And I ain't aiming to get married.
How come?
Gosh, I'd be too should go back to Colorado where her parents come from.
You could go a whole lot further and do a whole lot worse than Carrie.
I don't want to go no further, and I don't want to do no worse. But I fooled her today. I slipped into town, and I'm aiming to slip out the same way.
Bet you don't. Women is like bloodhounds. They don't have to see you to know you're around.
Handsome Harry!
Carrie? What'd I tell you?
I had an idea you was in town, and I had an idea I'd find you here.
You got too many ideas.
What bring you to town today? Me?
No, just a matter of business, and I gotta be getting back up the trail before dark.
What's the matter? Feared the boogeyman will get you?
No, Mr. Miller told me to get back up the trail before dark, so there's been a couple of holdups. And he don't want me taking no chances riding that trail after dark. Or get robbed.
Got money?
Plenty.
Goody, now we can get married.
You can't know it, take my money. It's Mr. Miller. He had me getting the money from the bank for the payroll. That's why I gotta get back up the trail before dark.
That there trail seems to be a favorite place for a certain holdup man. Sheriff and nobody else can figure out who he is. Must be a pretty slick cuss, whoever he be.
Makes a clean getaway every time. So I ain't taking no chances riding that trail after dark. So long, Carrie. I'll be seeing ya.
Well, ain't you gonna say goodbye?
Goodbye.
That's no way to say
Sounds
goodbye.
like what I know.
Ain't you gonna kiss me?
Shucks, what bird?
What's Miller kissing out for?
Dirt if I know.
Why do you stand there cold as any statue? Like you were made of stone or solid wood? Is it possible you're so simple that you don't know affection as you really should? Here I am so friendly and inviting, but you were not easy to invite. This could be a moment quite exciting, but it seems that you do not excite. Harry, what is wrong with you? Or is something the matter with Harry? Oh my, I wish I knew. If we marry, oh what a way it would be. Harry, why do you take to say the word to me?
You got my knees a doing bumps and breath. Turning me off, just takes away my breath. Think I'm in a spell of chills and shivers. To tell the truth, you scare me most to death. Wild things in these mountains never scare me, except when they see us such as you. Keep your distance, don't you get too near me, because I think that's just what I will do. Harry, tell you why I'm scared. You remember the rest of my life and me, I've always been. So I'm Harry, got what I want me to be. I will beg and plead, the wonderful danger waits in me.
Howdy, Speedy.
Howdy, Sam.
What's the matter with Handsome? He's running like something's after him.
Something is, Carrie.
Nobody will ever catch Handsome.
Too fast?
Too slow.
Say, kitty, what are you all dolled up for?
Sam bought me this here jewelry for my birthday. Some class, huh?
Sure is. Must have cost a heap.
Nothing too good for Kitty.
Well, Sam, you must be in the money these days.
That's right, Speedy. Luck's been coming right in my front yard lately.
That's more than can be said for Al Miller. He pays his help all right, but he sure ain't hit any gold mines.
Well, maybe Lady Luck chooses her customers careful like.
What have you got against Miller?
I don't like Eastern fellas in general, and Al Miller in particular.
I like him. He's smart. Lots of book learning. Never could figure why I settled in these here parts.
I think I got the answer. He's hiding out.
Hiding out?
He'd probably done something back east he's wanted for. And speaking of that, there's been a lot of holdups along the trail leading to his claim.
Now hold on. If you're making out like Miller's the robber, you can stop right there. I just soon believe I done it myself.
Mind you, I'm not accusing him. Right out. But why is it the robber always makes such a clean getaway? And why is it Al Miller seldom shows his face in Roaring Creek? And where does he get all that money he has?
Yeah, that when he first came here.
Did he ever tell you where he got it?
No, and I never asked him, 'cause it's none of my business.
Well, everyone else in Roaring Creek knows where everyone else got their money. You got yours from this hotel, and I got mine gambling. We're honest businessmen. No, sirree, I don't like Easterners. They're too slick.
A crook's a crook, whether he comes from Idaho or New Jersey. Which reminds me, I wonder if that stage is in yet.
Expecting someone?
Sure am.
Where from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
That's way back in the east, ain't it?
You guessed it.
Border?
Barber. I'm planning on reopening my barber shop as soon as the new barber gets here.
How did you get a barber from way back there?
Couldn't add in a couple of them big city newspapers. This was the only answer I got. So I took him up on it. He's also going to manage the hotel. Says he knows all about cooking and housekeeping.
What kind of a man is he?
Don't know. Never met him. He comes from Trenton, New Jersey, where Washington crossed the Potomac River.
Washington didn't cross the Potomac River. He crossed the Mississippi. I learned that in school.
You remember what happened to your last barber, don't you?
Yes, but that ain't gonna happen to this one. I'm gonna give him 2 guns with full instructions. If there's any shooting in the barber shop, he'll do it.
I wish you luck with your 2-gun barber.
What in thunder's going on out there? Looks like a parade.
A parade?
What kind of a parade?
That's not a parade, it's a gal, and the crowd's following her.
Well, no wonder.
Got some gals carrying her valise, and I don't blame you.
I wonder who she is.
Heard her crying over that knife, too. Quiet, everybody. Quiet! What did you say, lady?
I'm looking for a Mr. Summers, who owns the hotel.
You're looking right at him.
How do you do? I'm Mrs. Brown.
Mrs. Brown.
That's right. You're expecting me, aren't you?
I was expecting a Mr. Brown, but he didn't write he was married. Where's your man?
I'm a widow.
He must have died all of a sudden, like, because I got a letter from him saying that he
Well,
was
that's
gonna...
for me. I wrote that letter.
But it's signed I am Brown.
Ida Mae Brown. I'm the person you've employed. I'm your new barber. or mopped, not flooded. There ain't no sense in scrubbing this floor nohow. Why not? 'Cause the men'll just track it up again with their dirty shoes. I'm going to put a mat outside the door and a sign instructing them to wipe their feet before entering. You'll never get them to do it. Let me worry about that. What you gonna do with them flowers? I'm going to put them in here. What for? This place needs brightening up a bit. These can go here. And those can go on Mr. Summers' desk. There now, doesn't that look nice? Who ever heard of putting flowers on a man's desk? Back east, nearly all the businessmen have a few flowers on their desk. Must be a lot of sissies back there. This floor is beginning to look like something. You missed a spot. That won't come off. It's dried tobacco juice. Don't tell me the men spit on the floor. Well, where else would they spit? I'll soon change that. Now wring that rag dry and mop up that puddle of water on the floor. And that will be all in here. For the time being. I ain't supposed to do this, you know. Mr. Summers told me you were engaged for general house cleaning. And where I came from, that includes keeping a house clean. You can't boss me around. I have no intention of bossing you around, as you put it. Mr. Summers has given me full authority to do a good job, and I intend to do it. And see that you do it too. You're being paid, and so am I. And remember, Bess, I'll never ask you to do anything that I wouldn't or haven't done myself. You mean to say you'd scrub up dirty floors? I've done it many times, and if the occasion arises, I'll do it again. This place is a disgrace. We're going to clean it up and be proud of it. I see no reason why you and I shouldn't work together and be friends. Okay, that's better. Did you clean the barber shop? I scrubbed the floor. It's beginning to look like something. Did you get plenty of clean towels? There's 5 or 6 clean ones, but they'll last you for a long time, because you won't have no customers. The fellers in this town ain't much for cleaning up. We'll see about that. How many towels do you have in the house? About a dozen or so. Well, put them to soaking in hot suds, along with every piece of bed linen we have. I've inspected the beds, and they're filthy. Nobody ever uses them beds. Well, it's no wonder. Have we any tablecloths or napkins? Yes, but them things ain't been used since Speedy's wife died. Why not? Nobody ever eats here except Speedy and me. Well, don't you like nice things for Mr. Summers and yourself? We ain't that particular. Well, I am. And I have an idea Mr. Summers might like a clean-looking table. So beginning with tonight's meal, we'll use table linen. And who's gonna wash them out? I will if necessary. And now, I'd like the dining room put to order and the kitchen cleaned thoroughly. If you think I'm gonna work like this every day, you're crazy. When we've got everything put in order, it won't be necessary to work like this every day. And Bess, before you begin cooking, I'd like you to put on a clean dress. What for? I ain't going nowheres. If unsanitary for anyone in your condition to be cooking. Well, of all the darn nerve! Nobody's ever been poisoned by my cooking.
No, but I've come darn near it.
I'm quitting.
No such luck. Darned if this place ain't beginning to look like it used to. Oh, be doggone, flowers. I ain't seen nothing like that in this house since Emmy died.
I thought you might like them. Most men are fond of nice things, if they'd only admit it.
I've always been fond of flowers. I wouldn't want any of the fellas hearing me say that. It was right nice of you to do that. And turned if the floor ain't been scrubbed. I can't remember when that happened last.
There are a great many changes I intend to make. With your permission, of course.
Oh, you can go right ahead and do anything you've a mind to. You could even fire Bess if she don't toe the mark.
But she's quit.
Oh, bust my buttons, you couldn't drive her away. She's been threatening to quit ever since Emmy died, but wild horses couldn't get her away.
In spite of her carelessness, she has been loyal.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. She always had this idea I'd get so lonely I'd up and marry her.
Really?
I gotta admit, I get lonely, but not that lonely. I was mighty surprised to find out you were a woman. From the looks of this place, I sure am glad. How come you didn't tell me in your letter?
I was afraid you might hesitate to employ me. Most men don't like to have women run things.
Oh, no, why not? Most men are run by women, ain't they? Wasn't you afraid of coming way out here, all by yourself, not knowing what you might get into?
I'm not afraid of anyone or anything.
Well, I certainly am glad to hear that. Because the last barber I had got shot.
Well, I don't think that would happen to me.
No, I reckon not. How come a pretty gal like yourself took up barbering?
I didn't exactly take it up. My late husband, Stanley, was a barber. He owned a shop in the first floor of our home. I used to help him by doing little things, like sweeping up the floor, honing his razors, and lathering faces so he could go from one customer to the next. And the first thing you know, I shaved a customer. And from that to cutting hair was a natural step.
That's the way Amy was, always trying to help me out. That's why I felt so darn helpless after she went.
You should have moved away. There's nothing like a change of scene for that all-gone feeling.
Is that why you came out west?
That's one of the reasons. I wanted to get as far away as possible from everything that reminded me of the past. It's so easy to remember and so hard to forget.
Ain't that the truth?
So when I saw your ad in the paper, I decided to try for the position.
Well, I sure am glad you did. Howdy, Speedy. Howdy, Cal.
Just dropped by to see when you was figuring on opening up your barber shop. Or was you just fooling about being a barber?
The shop is open right now. So step right in and let me relieve you of that hair mattress on your face.
Well,
Now hold on, Cal. No cussing in front of Miss Brown here. She's a lady. Cal here just can't talk without cussing. That's why they call him Cussin' Cal.
Must you use profanity when you speak?
well now, it just sort of comes out natural like.
Nonsense. It's nothing but a bad habit. And bad habits should be corrected.
That's what Seattle Sue says. Sue's my gal.
Hasn't Sue tried to cure you of this habit?
Nobody can do that. Cal stopped cussing, he'd have to stop talking.
Not at all. Tell me, if I'm not being too personal, are you and Sue engaged?
Well, she's kind of figuring on us getting hitched.
How would you like a little nest egg to begin your married life?
What have you got in mind?
Every time you swear, or even think you're going to, it will cost you 25 cents, payable to me. I'll be your banker. And by the time you and Sue are ready to be married, you'll not only be broken of that obnoxious habit, but Sue will have a tidy little sum of money to begin her married life, where I'll turn over every cent to her.
Well, I'll be...
Make 25 cents.
Well, I'll be...
Make that 50.
What about when you ain't around to hear it?
I'll have to rely on his honesty. And one look at Mr. Cal tells me he's an honest man. And now, are you ready to have me trim you?
You've already started.
Step into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. You're next. It's the nicest parlor that you'd ever want to spy. Why don't you go on a regular binge and let me shoot the marks from a shave to a cinch? I'll make you look so handsome that you won't be known. Then I will dance inside your face with sweet hello. When I get through, you'll surely be a wow and how. So step in, follow your nest.
What a woman.
Barber shop open for business?
Sure is. Miss Brown's already got a customer.
Who is it?
Cussing Cal.
Don't tell him he's gonna have all that alfalfa shaved off his face.
I'll never get that off with the razor. They're gonna have to get the sheep shears.
Yeah.
It'll take her the rest of the day to get that beard off. We're in for a long wait.
I don't mind waiting.
I don't imagine you'll have any trouble keeping this barber.
No man will want to shoot her, they'll want to kiss her. Yeah, you charge $1 for a shave. That'll be worth it.
Now listen here, you fellers. No monkey shines with Miss Brown, understand?
Oh, yeah.
She's a real lady. I knew it the minute I set eyes on her. I just met a wonder gal. I know is her name. She's the kind who is around, always is the same. She is real or healing pain, no good or no end. If you ask me, there just ain't no one who
I just found another quarter.
All right, boys, who's next? Now, just a minute. I only have one pair of hands, you know. Who came in first?
None of them come in first. They all come in at the same time.
Then I'll decide who's next. I'll take the one who needs it most. You're next. I'll get around to every one of you in time. Step right into it.
Hello, Pete. Just a minute, Mr. Brown. I have 50 cents.
Thank you, Mr. Cal. Don't be impatient, boys.
Can she shave good?
Does she shave good? Oh, she's the best at. Give her this quarter for the kitty. As I was saying, in a flash, she had that beard of mine on the floor, and mind you, I never even felt the razor. Boy, she's a whiz.
What's going on? What's all the excitement?
Howdy, Eddie.
I don't think I know you, Stu.
I'm Cal, you know Cal?
Not Cousin Cal.
It's me, all right.
Well, where are your whiskers?
The new barber just shaved them off.
I never would have known you. Is that something to be celebrating about?
Sure is, Rowan. Get shaved and trimmed. New barber is a wonder.
He must be. I never thought I'd see the day that you fellas even tried to clean up.
This barber happens to be a gal.
He is a she?
You said it, what a gal.
Prettiest damn gal ever hit Roaring Creek.
Well, I wonder, is her barbering something to sing about?
Sure is, Addie. What song would you like?
Oh, anything, but start with Sweet Adeline.
Sweet Adeline, sweet Adeline, my Adeline, my Adeline. At night, dear heart, for you I find, in all my dreams, your fair face beams, you're the flower of my heart. Sweet Adeline, sweet Adeline. How about singing Red River Valley? All right. From this valley they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are taking the sunshine that brightens our pathway a while. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Remember the Red River Valley and the boy that has loved you so true. I have promised you, darling, that never will a word from my lips cause you pain, and my life it will be yours forever. If you only will love me again. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. But remember the Red River Valley and the boy that has loved you so true, loved you so true. Hard on the heart.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
Barley?
Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart, brings back a memory. When we were kids on the corner of the street, we were rough and Heart of my heart, brings back a memory when we were kids on the corner of the street. We were rough and ready guys, but oh how we could harmonize. Heart of my heart, men friends were dearer then. Too bad we had to part. I know it would glisten if once more I could listen to that game that sang heart of my heart.
That was my mom's favorite. I think my other mom's favorite.
What's that?
Oh, in the Gloaming.
In the gloaming. What mom?
Lola.
Lola.
Aunt Laura.
In the gloaming, Aunt Lola. In the gloaming. Sit down. In the gloaming, oh my darling, when the lights are dim and low, and the quiet shadows falling, softly come and softly go. When the winds are sobbing faintly, with a gentle unknown woe. Will you think sweet and love me as you did long years ago? In the gloaming, oh my darling, there's not better me of you. Oh, I passed away in silence, left you lonely, set you free. For my heart was crushed with longing, what had been could never be. It was best to leave you thus, dear, best for you and best for me.
Howdy, Speedy. The barbershop open for business yet?
Sure is. You'll have to wait your turn. There's plenty ahead of you.
I don't mind waiting.
Say yourself, it's gonna be a long wait.
Say, Sam, how about a song while you wait?
Yeah. Sure, what would you boys like me to sing?
Cowboy's Meditation. That's my favorite. Yeah, sing that. How I don't.
Okay, you boys pitch in on the last verse. At midnight when cattle are sleeping, on the saddle I feel on my head, and up at the heavens like leaping, from out of my cool grassy bed. And often I wonder, at night when lying alone, if every bright star of yonder is a faithful world like ours. At night in the bright stars of wonder, do the cowboys lie down to their rest? Do they gaze at this old world and wonder if one night is special interest? Do they listen to wolves in the canyon? Do they watch the night owl in its flight, with their horse as their only companion, while guarding the moonlit night?
Sometimes when a bright star is twinkling, like a diamond set in the sky, I find myself by
doing here?
Come to get a shave.
That's what I was afraid of. Why don't you do your own shaving like you've always done?
You don't mind me getting shaved by a pretty woman, do you?
I'll shave you with Papa's safety.
You're gonna have a long wait, Sam. Like I told you, there's plenty ahead of you.
Okay, come us Brown. I'll be back later.
Howdy, folks.
Hi. What are you doing in town again today, handsome?
I come to get shaved. What's the thing funny about that? Lots of fellers get shaved, don't they?
Yeah, but from the looks of your face, you ain't been one of them lately.
Harry! Harry!
Shucks, she's on my trail again.
What you doing here?
How'd you know I was here?
I've been watching for you all day long. I had an idea you'd come here.
What gave you that idea?
Because ever since that lady Barber come along, all you talk about is getting shaved.
You're gonna have a long wait, Harry. I don't mind waiting.
I'll wait right with you.
You can have my turn, Harry. I'm in no hurry.
Howdy, everybody. If it ain't Al Miller. What are you doing here in Roaring Creek? I ain't seen you for a month of Sundays.
Harry there came back to camp with a wonderful tale of the most beautiful woman he'd ever laid eyes on. So I thought I'd ride down to town and see for myself.
Be you speaking of my new manager and barber?
She's the one.
Aiming to get a shave?
Well, it wouldn't go bad to have someone else shave me for a change. It's been a long time since I've been in a barber chair. I see you got here ahead of me, Harry.
Well, yes, I reckon I did. But you can go ahead of me if you want to.
It's all right. I'll wait my turn.
Looks like we're gonna do a bang-up business the way things are starting.
It shouldn't surprise me if she's all Harry says she is.
Howdy, Mr. Miller. I haven't seen you since I can't tell you when.
Howdy, Miss Kitty. Hello, Sam. Aren't you going to speak to a fellow?
Never speak, I'm spoken to.
That suits me fine. You here to patronize this new tonsorial wonder?
That's my business.
Okay, Sam.
I think we better go.
I'm in no particular hurry.
Come on.
I'll be back, Speedy, when company's better.
Okay, Sam.
What's he
All right, boys, who's next?
I had a good one.
see the sheriff have him run this ground out of this here town.
You're just jealous 'cause she's got some city clothes, and she is a stunner from her head to toes. She's the kind of queen who ought to wear a crown, Ida Brown.
Ain't no use in you fellers hanging around.
Well, she'll be back.
You were shaved just yesterday.
Miss Brown says a fella ought to get shaved every day.
Is it natural?
Did Miss Brown say when she'd be back?
I can't keep track of her comings and goings.
Okay, we'll be back. Come on, fella.
Ida, the belle of Idaho. She's sweeter than cider, the nicest.
What does that woman know that we don't know? She's put a spell on every feller in Roaring Creek.
Yeah, Hal even let her shave off his beard. But I declare I never knew he was so handsome.
I never knew he could look so clean.
Well, he ain't the same feller since that woman came here. Why, do you know? He almost never cusses.
Well, do you know what Joe did? He had to trim off his fingernails and clean them.
Well, Jimmy's always getting his face massaged. Now, you all know a man should get his face clean with bar soap and water. Now it has to have a massage. Things ain't been the same since that barber woman come to Roaring Creek.
All the fellers have been different. Even Sam.
Is the difference good or bad?
Good or bad?
Well, don't the fellas look better than they used to?
Appears to me they don't even look past Miss Brown.
Yeah. She sure has them under her thumb, including Speedy. Look what she's made him do to this place.
Why, I must say, this place ain't looked this nice since Speedy's wife died.
Well, you wouldn't think it was so darn fine if you had the work to do. You know that war that George Washington had to free the slaves? Yeah. Well, she ain't never heard of it. All I do is wash and cook and scrub and iron. Every Monday there's a wash that high. Every sheet and towel in the place. And on Tuesday, it's all gotta be ironed.
Who ever heard of ironing sheets and towels when they get all mussed up right away again?
That's not all. There's tablecloths and napkins, too. Why, bless me. She won't eat unless there's a clean cloth and napkin. Does Speedy use a napkin? A clean one every meal. What fur when he's got his sleeves?
You know, I think she's got an eye on Speedy, thinking he'll marry her and she'll own this place.
You think? Tain't likely. She hasn't had a mind. I don't think it's Speedy she's after. It's Harry.
It ain't neither. It's Sam. Because he's the richest man in these here parts.
Except Al Miller, that fella from the east.
Which reminds me, she and Ellen Miller must have known each other before.
What?
The week she got here, she come face to face with Ellen Miller right in this very room. And he looked at her like a breath was leaving him and said, I'm a good one.
Good one? Then her name ain't Brown, it's Goodwin.
That's what he called her. And her face went white like she'd seen a ghost. She dropped a talon razor and walked right back in the barber shop without saying a word.
Well, Sam always said there was something strange about Al Miller. Coming to Roaring Creek, buying up all the land in the hills, spending money right and left, never telling nobody where he gets it. Sam says he bets Al Miller done something back east and is hiding out from us.
And I'll bet you Miss Brown's doing the same thing. I'll bet you they're both a couple of crooks from the east.
You don't look like him. How would you know?
Act like one
Sam's an authority on such things.
It wouldn't surprise me none, because I always heard how all Eastern folks is crooks. Suffering cats? What's
Brown.
Mr. Sam, thank you for these lovely flowers.
Pretty flowers is made for pretty girls.
Ain't nothing too good for you, Miss Brown, 'cause you're the belle of the whole wide west. One day there came to these parts a sweetheart to end all sweethearts.
And since she came, all the boys ain't the same, and we're hoping she never departs.
Proud of the fellows all leave, she wraps them round her little finger.
She is the boss, as she mighty well knows, but it would be a loss if she goes. She is the belle of the West, she is fairer than all of the rest, and we hope she remains on these mountains and plains. We are proud to have her as our guest. Soon as she got off the stage, it was clear she would be all the rage. Just like a fresh spring morning, she is mighty charming. She sure is the belle of the West. She is the belle of the West. She is fairer than all of the rest, and we hope she remains on these mountains and plains. We are proud to have her as our guest. Soon as she got off the stage, it was sure she would be all the rage. Just like a fresh spring morning, she is mighty charming. She sure is the belle of the West.
Why, look, boys, we have company. Good evening, ladies.
Hello, Kitty.
Howdy, Carrie.
Hi there, Sue.
It looks like we're being ignored.
I see they're back again.
It looks like a stand-up strike.
Now sit down, strike.
Bess, would you be kind enough to relieve these gentlemen of their packages? What in tarnation is all this stuff? A great many nice things. And Beth, I found the loveliest curtain material. Tonight you and I will make curtains for all the bedroom windows. Addie can help us.
You're gonna land Speedy in the poorhouse before you get through.
She's gonna keep me out of the poorhouse while I fix it up this place. Don't it look swell, fellows? She done it all by herself, too.
She did not.
Put in the quarter, Miss Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. How come you're giving her money? It's a secret, but I'm sure you'll be pleased when you finally know.
Now that you found your voice again, how do you like the new outfit?
I ain't interested.
Miss Brown, do you have time to give me a once-over lively?
Why, Mr. Sam, you got shaved just this morning. Tonight, so I'll take just one more customer. That's all. Who's next? I will gather up those bristles on your neck and chin. Who's next? Soon the girls will tell you that we both have velvet skin. I'll give you a raise on a powerful lamp. draw straws. The ones who lose go out through the front door. I'll get the straws.
She is a belle of the West. She is fairer than all of the rest. And we hope she remains on these mountains and plains. We are proud to have her as our guest. Soon as she got off the stage, it was sure she would be all the rage. Just like a fresh spring morning, she is mighty charming. She's charming the belle of the West.
So, he gave her flowers, did he? He never gave me no flowers.
I wonder why.
Did you see Cal giving her money?
Maybe he's paying her for shaving off his beard on the installment plan.
You ought to see what's in them packages. She'll land Speedy in the poorhouse sure as shooting.
Yeah, she'll put us in the old maid's house.
She can't do it this.
We gotta do something and quick, too.
I've got an idea. It's plain that those men are taking in by her city clothes and city ways.
Yeah?
We gotta get city clothes and act like city cows. We gotta dress up so fine, those men won't even notice her.
Yeah. Well, I've got an awful pretty dress that I ordered through the catalog. But I was kind of thinking about saving it for my wedding and funeral.
Well, you better get it out and wear it, or you won't have no wedding, and that'll be your funeral.
Oh, I've got some pretty yard goods, but I was going to make them up in the currants for my parlor.
It's no use fixing up your parlor unless you got somebody to sit in it with you. Use those yard goods for a dress and get busy.
Carrie's got the right idea. None of us is stylish enough.
Wait, girls, wait! Maybe this is fancy clothes and such. Maybe it's just plain etiquette. Not another fine lady from Boston, I hope. Miss Brown ain't from Boston. She's from somewhere in New Jersey. It's about the same, ain't it?
Who is this etiquette?
Well, listen, girls. Step up and meet our feminine lady. She's got this etiquette. What you have met her, you'll not forget her. You'll change your ways, I bet. Always excited, never delighted, as she goes on her way. She's the attraction, there's satisfaction in knowing what
not let the boys know we're trying to be friendly like to her.
Yeah, they laugh at us.
Say, Addie, would you ask Miss Brown if she'd help us?
I'd be glad to, but why don't we all ask her together?
Here comes Speedy.
Walk feminine, talk feminine, smile and be shy feminine. Memorize the rules of etiquette. Be radiant but delicate. Feminine, dress feminine, we're at feminine, like her.
Them gals gone crazy.
No, they're just getting a few manners.
Manners? Have any of y'all turned your backs on Miss Brown like that? I ain't never seen such bad manners. That's a fine way to treat a lady. Don't this place look fine? Just goes to show a little fixing up will do. Turned if you don't even look different.
Do you like me all dressed up, Speedy? Do you think I look prettier?
You ain't no prettier. Just cleaner.
I have Cal covered in hot towels. He wanted to get steamy, and I'm giving him one. Bess, before I forget, I want an extra good dinner for tomorrow. It's Sunday, and we have quite a few reservations.
More work.
We'll have baked chicken with dressing, mashed potatoes with good thick gravy, nice fresh vegetables, and a lettuce salad. And I'll bake a 4-layer chocolate cake.
Suffering cats! I ain't had grub like that since Emmy went.
If you think I'm gonna work like this every day, you're crazy. I'm about wore out. I'm quitting. That's what I am.
Don't pay no attention to her. It'll be fine to have a real Sunday meal again. Emmy was always fixing chocolate cake and things like that. I gotta tell you, I've missed it something fierce.
Your wife must have been a wonderful woman.
I always said there was no one could take her place. But I don't want to dwell on the past.
Neither do I, Mr. Summers. I'd much rather laugh than sigh.
It is better to laugh than be sorry when we think how life's moments are flying. For each sorrow fate ever is bringing, there's a pleasure
makes you sigh?
Yes. And from now on, I want to think only of the future.
Does that include that Miller feller?
What made you say that?
Well, the first day you two met, there was something about the way you looked at each other.
We were just surprised to see each other, that's all. Alan was the last person I ever expected to find in Roaring Creek. And I'm sure he never expected to see me.
How come he called Ida Goodwin instead of Brown?
Goodwin was my maiden name, and Alan knew me before I was married. So I suppose he'll always think of me as Ida Goodwin.
So that's it.
Say, how much longer?
Gracious, Mr. Cal, I forgot all about you.
Here, take $5 for all the cuss words I'm thinking.
I really shouldn't, since it was my fault. But it will help Sue's hope chest. Now you come right along and we'll put some soothing lotion on your face.
No, sirree, my face is dry, but I don't want gravy on it.
I promise it will never happen again. Please forgive me, won't you?
I couldn't be mad if my face was barbecued. I'm not mad enough to stay away from Sunday dinner.
It's gonna be baked chicken and chocolate cake.
Well, I'll be... Well, howdy there, stranger.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe I've had the pleasure of your acquaintance.
Now, see here, Al Miller, you trying to hi-hat me?
Not at all. But I don't remember your face.
Yeah? Guess you wouldn't since I got my beard shaved. I'm Cal.
Cal. Cousin Cal? No.
It's me, all right. Don't I look pretty?
I never would have known you. What happened to all that hay?
Miss Brown shaved it off for me.
And I haven't heard you cuss. What happened to that?
She stopped that for me. Well, so long, I'll be seeing ya.
Howdy, Mr. Miller. Where have you been keeping yourself? I ain't seen you in Roaring Creek for a couple of weeks.
I've been sticking close to the claim. There have been a lot of holdups and robberies in that neck of the woods. And I've been on the job constantly to try and find the robber.
Have you got any ideas?
Not so far, but we'll get them yet.
Sure hope so.
Oh, good evening, Alan.
Good evening, Ida.
Miss Brown tells me you two are old friends, and I reckon you've got plenty to talk about, so if you'll excuse me, I'll just
I hear some wonderful things about you. Your powers of persuasion must be enormous when you can get Cal to give up his beard and his profanity.
His beard was unsanitary, and his profanity unnecessary. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. You're looking well, Ida.
And so are you.
You're the last person I expected to meet here.
It's a small world.
Very. So what brought you to Roaring Creek?
A newspaper advertisement in Philadelphia paper. Mr. Summers advertised for a steady, reliable, sober, and industrious man to manage the hotel, preferring someone who could run his barber shop part-time. I answered, signing I am Brown. I feared he wouldn't want to hire a woman. Well, He employed me after several letters were exchanged. And here I am.
Handsome Harry tells me you are a widow.
Yes.
I am sorry.
Stanley's passing was quite a shock.
I can imagine. Are you happy out here?
I don't look for happiness anymore. Only contentment.
How did you learn the barbering trade?
By helping Stanley in his shop. After his passing, I tried running it alone, but I didn't make a go of it. So I sold the shop and moved in with Aunt Ida. You remember her, of course.
Very pleasantly. And your father, where is he?
He remarried after Mother died, so I'm rather alone. How long have you been here?
Almost a year. After you decided in Stanley's favor, I wandered from city to city. A few weeks here, a month or so there. I wanted to keep on the go, to forget. I'm sorry I said that.
That's all right. Go on.
Finally, I started west. One day the stage stopped here. I got off and remained. I still can't explain that impulse.
There is an unseen hand that guides our destiny.
I heard of a large tract of land back in the hills that was said to contain ore. I bought it and decided to work it. That's what I'm doing now.
It's odd for a man like you to be engaged in such work. The Alan Miller I knew loved ease, gaiety, and laughter, not dirt, sweat, and back-breaking work.
The Alan Miller you once knew is dead. He died when you married Stanley Brown.
Alan, please.
It's no use. I have to tell you how I feel. Seeing you again has made me remember everything I've tried so hard to forget. The past is dead, it has been said that one should not revive it. I often wonder just why I still live to survive it. Mountains of trouble multiply double, when memories seek you and find you. Just when you're sure you put bygones behind you, out of the blue comes a thought to remind you. It's so easy
lady, my dear little Rose, she's my steady lady, most everyone knows, everybody knows. When we are married, how happy we'll be, we will surely be. I love sweet Rosie O'Grady, and Rosie O'Grady loves me, she loves me. The western nest and you dear, oh what a dream could be. A cozy little cottage beside the western sea, and who knows someday maybe my dreams will all come true, come true. A cradle and a baby, the western nest and you, the western nest and you dear, oh what a dream could be. A cozy little cottage beside the western sea, and who knows someday maybe my dreams will all come true, come true. A cradle and a baby, the western nest and you. Wait till the sun shines, Nellie, and the gray skies turn to blue. You know I love you, Nellie. You know how I adore you. Once again I'll say I love you. We'll face the years together, sweetheart, you and I. So won't you wait till the sun shines, Nellie? The sun will shine on us and by and by.
Weeks later at night, and at the same place where we have to have 18
Blow me back to those great wide open spaces underneath the blue of heaven's gold. That's where my place is. Blow me back to my home.
Evening, Speedy. What's that song you were singing?
That's my favorite, Western Winds. You like it?
What little I heard of it sounded pretty. How about singing the whole song?
Okay, I will.
Every now and then I get a canker in my system that gets mighty big inside. To see some far off place I get to hanker in, so I get on a train and take a ride. But I'm always sorry that I went so far away to some strange and mighty lonesome town.
He comes from a whole family of singers. They invented the singer sewing machine.
Oh, Speedy, you're so comical.
Say, where did you get that pretty dress?
Ida helped me make it.
How come Miss Brown told me to put on my new suit? And how come you're all dressed up? What's going on around here that I don't know and should?
I'm giving a party.
A party? What for?
My birthday.
Oh, be doggone. How old are you anyway?
None of your darn business. I'm just as old as I look.
Oh, come now, Bess. You couldn't be that old.
Well, of all the darn nerve! And my name is Elizabeth.
I was only fooling, Bess. I mean, Elizabeth. You must be past 16 anyhow.
Well, not too far past. I told Ida not to put any candles on the cake she's baking for me.
Is it one of them 4-layer chocolates?
Mm-hmm. And aren't they good?
You know, I oughtn't to say it, but I do declare she can cook better than Emmy. She's some gal.
I'm getting to like her more and more every day, but I couldn't stand her when she first came.
You was jealous.
Yes, I reckon I was, but I'm not anymore. She's done a heap for me.
Darned if she ain't. She's got you looking so pretty. You ain't no strain on the eyes.
Well, you kind of perked yourself up too.
Guess it just goes to show, don't it?
Yes, it does.
Yes, sir, it certainly goes to show.
Yes, it does.
You know, Bess, Elizabeth, I've been thinking. Man ought to live alone. And folks need a change, too. Miss Brown's been telling me all about them big cities back east. And, well, I ain't been out of Roaring Creek since me and Emmy went to Boise on our wedding tour.
I reckon them eastern cities are bigger than Boise.
Oh, twice as big. Now that Miss Brown's got the hotel running smooth like, well, I was kind of figuring on, well, getting away for a couple of weeks.
Well, that's a good idea, Speedy.
But a man don't like to take a trip like that all alone. And, well, I was kind of figuring that now that you're all fixed up pretty like, that, well, maybe you'd come along.
Oh, why? Speedy Summers. That wouldn't look right. Me a-traveling with you and me a single gal?
You wouldn't be single.
I wouldn't. Why wouldn't I?
Well, I was planning on taking another wedding tour.
Oh, Speedy Summers! Are you popping the question to me?
Well, yes, I guess I am.
Oh, Speedy, I'm so happy! He's asked me to go on a wedding tour with him.
I'm so happy for you, Elizabeth. And you too, Mr. Summers. I've known all along you were fond of Elizabeth.
What made you think so?
Woman's intuition. And besides, you were always finding fault with her, and were usually kind of picky about those we love.
Well, he ain't so perfect.
Nobody is. Isn't it about time for the girls to arrive?
Just about. I told the boys to come along too. They don't know it's to be a party. I just told them to drop by and get a little surprise. And when the girls get here, they'll get 2 surprises. I better go out and fix the table.
I'll help you, Elizabeth. Evening, Miss Brown.
Good evening, Nancy.
I've been doing a heap of thinking lately, Miss Brown.
Yes?
It's so darn hard for me to say what I'm thinking and think what I'm saying. What I'm saying ain't what I'm thinking, what I'm thinking ain't what I'm saying. What I'm thinking and saying, shucks, I'm starting mixed up. I can't say what I'm thinking or think what I'm saying. Darn, I wish I had the nerve to ask you if you could, well, help Carrie start thinking about things that count.
Such as? Oh. You mean things like putting on a clean dress and combing her hair?
Yes, ma'am. Suppose you think I'm terrible.
Not at all. Carrie's a very pretty girl, and I'm sure she's a nice one.
She sure is, if only she...
I'll see what can be done.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, Miss Brown.
Hello, Mrs. Brown. You boys look nice.
Say, what's going on here tonight? Best told us to drop around to our Sunday dress.
She'll tell you. Won't you sit down? Elizabeth, your guests are here.
Howdy, handsome. I see you got here ahead of us.
I just wanted to see if they was having to eat.
Good evening, gents. Gentlemen, my name is Elizabeth.
Well, I'll be to... Here, it's worth $1 for what I'm thinking.
Doesn't Elizabeth look wonderful?
Now I've seen everything.
Not quite.
Well, I'll be... Here, take another $1 before I cuss my head off.
Say, Bess, Elizabeth, what's the idea of dressing up like this?
You'll find out.
Better look what's coming.
Wait, fellas, get yourself a front seat. This is a show that's too good to miss.
When you see a pretty lady who has come from Boston town, you think you'd like to win her for your wife. You start the game by saying she's the sweetest thing you've seen, but a girl's heart's the strangest thing in life. Do not let her think that you are subject to her least command. She'll like you better if you're out of reach. No matter what you think, now you must surely understand. She's not the only pebble on the beach. She's not the only pebble on the beach. This is the sort of lesson we must teach. If you learn to win her hand, you must therefore understand. She is not the only pebble on the beach. She arrived in Roaring Creek and set up a fine barber shop to trim and shave all cowboys far and near. When cowboys heard the news, they came a-riding in to see. Some hadn't seen a barber for a year. As we gazed at them with injured look, we said in accents firm, "Look here, good man, a moral we will teach. Though she may cut your hair and shape your beards, don't you know she's not the only pebble on the beach. She's not the only pebble on the beach, for there are others quite within your reach. She may be a fancy barber come from Boston town. She is not the only pebble on the beach."
Good evening, gents.
Howdy, Barber.
The name is Myrtle, if you please.
Hi, Sue.
Susanna, to you, my good man.
Well, I'll be... Here, take $10 before I forget myself.
You're sure looking pretty, Lou.
From now on, you will address me as Louisa.
How Howdy, Carrie. Ain't you gonna speak to me?
And who might you be? I am Carolyn Krabs from Cooley, Colorado.
Say no, it showed a party dress.
Now I'll picture you.
Hi there, Kitty. Haven't seen you around lately.
You will kindly address me as Kathleen. Where's Sam?
He should be here. I left word for him to come. He's been out of town for a few days.
Sarah, you sure look pretty.
Susanna, if you please.
Now see here, Susanna. If you keep on, I'm gonna have to give Miss Brown my whole week's pay.
Well, how come you're giving her money?
To cure him of that awful habit of swearing. And you've benefited by it. I told Mr. Cow that every time he used a bad word, or even thought he was going to, it would cost him 25 cents. The money would go to you for your hope chest. Here it
But he said you hadn't been home in several days.
No. I've been riding the hills, and, well, among other things, I've been trying to decide whether to stay in Roaring Creek or go far away. But I can't leave you, Ida. You do carry little, don't you?
Yes, Alan, I do.
We both love this country. Why don't we make it our home? I have always had a great desire to settle down, and to that end a plot of ground I will acquire not far from town. On that sacred spot a little home I will erect, its architect I want to be. I'll supervise each detail so it's sure to be correct, a sanctuary just for you and me. I'll design it so it pleases you, everything you want I'll try to get. Garden full of sagebrush, cactus too, maybe have a wildcat for a pet. Happiness untold will come to fold, from it we will never want to roam. To the howling coyote we will add a high note, all the praises of our western home.
I am simply thrilled you want to build a home for me, and you will find I have in mind no special kind that it will be. If it is a cottage or a shanty made of pine, or even of adobe loam, just so the facade mingles with my definite design for living in our little western home. You'll design it so it pleases me, everything I want you'll try to get. Garden full of sagebrush, real pine tree, and I'd like a wildcat for a pet.
Happiness untold will come to fold, from it we will never want to roam. To the howling coyote we will add a high note, all the praises of our western home. Then the answer is yes?
Yes, Alan.
There you go, boss.
Good news, everybody! The robber that's been such a nuisance around here is now reposing in the Sheriff's General Care over in Boise. Well, Al here decided to put on a little charade with me to see if we could catch the thief. Oh, tell the sheriff. The sheriff sent me a telegram a few months ago to come up here. He said a robber whose modus operandi matching coyote clans is operating in this neck of the woods.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Sure Shot Sam Springer, U.S. Deputy Marshal. Marshal! He always gets his man, no matter how long it takes.
Government sent me up here when Sheriff Barnes sent his telegram about Coyote Clem. Well, we've been searching for that varmint for 2 years now.
How does Al Miller figure in on this?
He helped me spring the trap. It was this way. When the sheriff sent his telegram, he said he had a man who'd help me. Out here. Together we decided it'd be best if we acted like we didn't have much use for each other. So he began flashing out his big bankroll on his bank, and I became a gambler on government money.
That explains where you got your money. But where did Alan Miller get his?
Alan comes from a well-to-do family. He's always had money.
Well, Sam, how'd you finally catch Coyote Clown?
That desperado is something of a play actor. First he mingles with the cowboys and such, finding out who's riding after the ranchers with the big payrolls. Then he pretends he's been thrown from his horse to get the jump on him. Well, we finally caught him with Al acting as bait. While he was training Al, I was training him.
Well, that's sure good news, Sam.
Maybe folks can feel a little safer around here again.
Well, let's get back to the party. There's plenty of food left in the kitchen. Before you folks stampede, I have an announcement to make. Not only is today Elizabeth's birthday, but it's also her engagement day. Engagement! She's consented to become Mrs. Speedy Summers.
I always knew you'd get married again, Speedy.
Me and Jess, Elizabeth and I, are planning on taking a long wedding tour, so you'll have to run the hotel while we're gone. And I was kind of figuring that maybe Mr. Miller here would help you out when he wasn't up in the hills working his claim.
That sounds like an attractive proposition. I've become quite attached to this hotel.
Well, doggone it, get attached to Mr. Miller, too.
That has been arranged.
Well, you sure got our best wishes, but you gotta promise us fellas one thing.
I'd be glad to, Mr. Cal. What is it?
That you don't close up your barber shop, because you're the best dang barber we ever had in Roaring Creek.
We idolize Ida, the belle of Idaho. She's sweeter than cider, the nicest gal I know. There's no one beside her, I hope she'll never go. We idolize Ida, the belle of Idaho. We idolize Ida, the belle of Idaho. She's sweeter than cider, the nicest gal I know. There's no one beside her, I hope she'll never go. We idolize Ida, the belle of Idaho.
Sweet Adeline,
Sweet Adeline,
at night, dear home, for you I find, in all my dreams, your fair face beams, you're the flower of my heart, sweet Adeline, sweet Adeline. Rosy of Grady, my dear little Rose, she
very special students to join us on stage. They've been up in the sound booth, hearing what's there with their help, and the speakers are up on the stage.
Father,